SBN Sports Business Now.
Welcome to Sports Business Now Live. I'm Holly Koski. SBN Live is a weekly wrap-up show as we discuss the top stories of the week from sportsbusinessnow.com. We want you to join in on the conversation, so get on Twitter and use the hashtag SBNow and let us know your thoughts and opinions, and we'll give you a shout-out on air here. Today I'm joined by Jason Cole and Jonathan Dusing, founders of SBN and Row 27, a digital sports marketing agency. Welcome, guys.
Hello, Holly. It's great to be on your show.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Sorry.
So let's get started with our first opening round of topics here.
Sure.
So Halloween was yesterday. Did you guys have a good Halloween?
Pretty uneventful. Did you dress up for anything, Holly?
I was a golfer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like old school 1920s.
Yeah.
I handed out
Payne
a bunch of
Stewart-esque.
Good. Did you get a lot of candy?
With,
Nice.
huh?
Did you get a lot of candy?
I didn't go trick-or-treating. No. I went trick-or-treating with wine at the neighbor's house, but that's another story. So a lot of teams really utilized social media to do some Halloween promotions. And, you know, I was scouring the internet yesterday trying to find some kind of cool initiatives, and it was actually pretty hard. I didn't really find a whole lot, which, you know, I think it would be a natural fit. So, but some that I did find was the Atlanta Braves. They ran Instagram contests with encouraging their fans to, you know, carve a Braves pumpkin and then Instagram it for a chance to win a Chris Medlin signed baseball. And he was a stud on my fantasy team this year.
He was a huge stud.
Yeah. So that's kind of a cool promotion. You know, there was a ton of teams that had, you know, stencils of how to create like
that you
a
could
logo.
like download.
Right,
That's
exactly.
Neat. Yeah, that's a good idea.
But they you know, took it to the next level in terms of integrating social media.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And then also MLS, kind of a similar promotion where you could just tweet or Instagram a picture of your pumpkin that you've carved MLS style. So whether that be, you know, your favorite team or favorite player's number or something like that, and you'd actually be able to win a jersey of your choice from MLSgear.com. And then another cool thing was that you'd be able to see that picture of your carving on MLSsoccer.com.
That's neat.
Cool.
So again, just, you know, showing fans that they can get involved in Halloween as well and recognizing them online.
They've got a really nice one I've got up on my computer right now. Maybe get up there.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's real. I can't tell if it's real or not, and it's got the trademark in it. Like,
oh, true.
Someone take the time to carve that.
That took a little.
I bet
work.
I bet it's fake.
I bet it's fake.
Like, how would you do that? Well, look, there's like pieces of the ball that are like floating in the middle of the pumpkin.
They carved.
true.
It looks like they put holes in. Yeah, there's.
It's just not fair to have a contest. And then,
Maybe
like,
they stenciled it and then put a bright light on the inside.
It's funny because I saw a couple other teams like kind of superimpose their logo on a pumpkin to like demonstrate it, so they didn't physically carve it out.
No, that's too much work.
Shop's always easier.
Yeah.
And then actually the NHL, despite, you know, their lack of play on the ice, they have actually been really great over social media, especially Pinterest. They have a lot of really creative and unique kind of Pinterest boards.
Yeah, I see that. I got the one up here.
Yeah, so they used Hockey Halloween, hashtag Hockey Halloween. And so fans could tag their pictures with Hockey Halloween, and the NHL would pin it on that board. So, you know, it had pictures of people dressed up in costumes, like as a hockey player or
Cody Banks, for example.
Stanley Cup here, somebody.
That'd be great. Yeah.
There's a pretty good carving of Dallas Stars logo.
Yeah, kind of not traditional with the white pumpkin there. And so it was just, you know, really fun as...
Nice. This kid's got put a bruise on his face, too.
Yeah. See that? You got to be official. You got to be authentic with it. You can't just throw a jersey on and say you're a hockey player. You have to go all out. But
nice.
So, you know, they've been really, really great with social media and just in terms of interacting with the fans and keeping fans engaged in the NHL product, despite the fact that there's no games being played at the moment, which hopefully will end very soon. But so yeah, they've been doing great. Also, another kind of international flavor, Juventus, the Italian soccer team.
Yeah.
They created an album on Facebook where they almost like created their players as monsters. Where
Oh yeah.
So they kind of had put a creepy filter on it, and
Here we go.
Put them in crazy costumes. That's
that
actually
John,
extraordinarily cool.
Yeah, I got it up here. That is cool.
I mean, so kind of seeing the players in a different light.
That took some work.
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat.
And that got sent to us by at Sports Says. So thanks for sending that to us.
Thanks for the heads up.
Adding it to the arsenal there. Also got another email today from University of Central Florida, actually, that I will include as well. They did a social media initiative, so I will add that to the article. Thanks for the heads up. And so moving on from Halloween, sadly, now it's November, which is so hard to believe.
You know, the thing about Halloween is the whole scary thing, like, you could do it all month, but, like, the millisecond after midnight on Halloween, it's like, it's got to be gone.
Right. And now Christmas will be dominating. I even saw
forget
somewhere.
Thanksgiving. Just
exactly.
Straight
Thanksgiving will last like a week. Yeah. 2 weeks.
Well, when it happens, but Christmas has already started. So
yeah.
I already saw something like, that companies are already advertising their Black Friday sales. So
yeah, nice.
Can imagine.
Crazy.
Can imagine.
Anyways, but kind of still in the world of soccer as far as Juventus, but this time with the Barclays Premier League, NBC has acquired the rights for the Barclays, which is actually a really big deal. They've taken it over from NBC or from Fox, 3 years, $250 million for 41 games. And it'll be great, too, because they can utilize all of their networks, whether that be just NBC or NBC Sports or anything like that.
Yep.
They can also utilize their live app, which is NBC Live Extra. That's the app that they used for the Olympics. Yeah. And they've since translated it to NBC strictly.
Yeah. Say what you want about the primetime coverage of the Olympics. Having everything live across all the channels and everything else was really a great dry run for them for having international sports content delivered in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And
live being the operative word.
Live being the operative word.
Yeah.
And as NBC and CBS began trying to go the ABC route of having their own ESPN-style sports network, I think international content will get more and more common in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this tripled the amount of money that Fox is previously paying.
It was previously at $80 million, which is
over 3 years.
Over 3 years, which is
more than tripled.
I think a bargain. Fox had a bargain.
I can't believe they weren't airing more games at that price.
Exactly. I mean, and soccer is just exploding, even in this country. I read an article the other day. MLS attendance is up like 5 to 8% across the entire league. So people, there is a market for soccer.
Yeah.
And
we had those Saturday morning games not too long ago, right?
Yeah,
At the beginning of football season, they were playing soccer in the morning. That was pretty cool.
Right, so people can go to
a lot of people I knew were watching those.
Their favorite pub for in the morning, and then just watch college football,
the rest of the
American
day.
football, the rest of the day. So it's interesting also that they outbid ESPN here by quite a lot of money, and ESPN has been a fixture in soccer. So
I'm sure they're doing it like the Olympics though, where it was blind bidding.
Right.
So
well,
there's
that's
no
true.
way they would have known that they're
maybe
outbid by
ESPN. I mean, they have so much other stuff. Maybe they're just not. It's not really a focus for them right now.
Yeah, if ESPN truly tried to gobble up all the sports content NBC and CBS are moving into at this point in time, they really would have a channel called the show.
You know what they might want to do is really let someone else be the leader, take the risk, prove it, and then be in there when everybody's bidding
pay
for real. Yeah.
And they can always get great Star Wars tie-ins now.
Yes. Yeah.
True.
Disney. Yeah.
Exactly. That's talk about crazy buying Lucasfilms
and Indiana Jones, just for the record.
Oh, really?
Did you know that George Lucas
partially owned by Paramount
owned 100% of Lucasfilms?
Yeah.
So $4
it's like
billion straight in his
the
pocket.
greatest
Wow.
I'm selling my company right now to avoid a tax increase maneuver ever known to mankind.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
apparently he's using 100% of it for charity. He's basically just gonna die.
But like the slated capital gain, long-term
that's
capital gains tax
You know what I
rate would be bumping up on July 1st, no matter who wins the presidential race, and would cost them like $208 million.
Good call.
More if it was January 1st.
Although the funny thing, and kind of bring it back to stuff we deal with social media.
Well, that was kind of a cool tangent there.
No, I like it, but 4 billion is only 4 Instagrams, which so all of Star Wars, all of Indiana Jones, all of Marvel Comics, all of blah 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 blah.
Well,
4 Instagrams.
Didn't Instagram like drop to more like the 700
it's
million?
It's like 700 million
Yeah.
because their thing went down. But still,
crashed.
it's like when you put it in that perspective, it's like God.
Insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considering
Back
that
on track.
Facebook's done so much with Instagram, yet they haven't really done anything.
Well, you know what they
say
haven't
they're not really going to.
They
though.
have not created Jar Jar Binks yet, so that's a plus.
Yes.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Star Wars.
Moving on from Star Wars. So another cool kind of social media platform, which is called Tagboard, and it actually aggregates a ton of social media.
I should probably actually put up the story before you start.
Pardon me?
Maybe give me a second to find the story, Kelsey. Thanks.
Oh, okay. So Tagboard, it aggregates three to 4 social media networks, which is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can just search a certain hashtag. So University of Washington, they have used it to kind of promote their game a week ago against Oregon State.
Big upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this way, the athletic department can really see all of the conversation that's going on online about the game, whether it be an Instagram picture or a status update on Facebook. And so what do you guys think about that? This kind of gained a lot of traction on our website in terms of being kind of a cool idea. So
I think there's a big push for these kind of aggregators to put everything together. People are making a lot of Game Day Central type websites where you've got Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything piped in. This was done pretty well, and Tagboard's a tool that anybody can sign up for, right?
Right, it's free. You can
is it free still?
Search whatever you want, any
who needs to
hashtag.
make money,
Who needs to make revenue when you can get venture funding?
Yeah, and this honestly looks a lot better than most of the kind of game day sites I've seen. It does a really good job of aggregating it. It's in the Pinterest style,
right? That's a big
which
one.
is very accessible to the average Joe. And really fun to it's a good way to kind of navigate this, and I think it's done pretty well.
Yeah, I like the Pinterest kind of look as well. That's clearly an effective, medium to see it. Yep. So it'll be interesting to see, where they go with that in the future. I know I think the CEO actually tweeted me. He's like, we actually have some more stuff planned with University of Washington Athletic Department in the future.
Where are they located around there?
Yes, I think they're in the Portland area.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some good startups up there.
Yeah, it's free and it's slick enough. I don't know why anyone wouldn't do it, even if you're just promoting this. If you're promoting a specific hashtag, it's so easy to latch onto something like that and create a visualization that you can use.
Yep.
Especially when there's other, social media hubs out there that are for a fee where you have to, pay. So
and
lots,
yeah.
New. And people have been building these custom sites like this for a while too. We have to, for other people. But I like it's good implementation and it can't beat free. So maybe we can get that guy in an interview or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Good. And then just a quick shout out to JoJo S827 who's watching us for the first time. So how's it going? Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
Obviously, she told us via Twitter. So again, use that hashtag SBNow to tell us your opinions on some of these things. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to kind of one of our bigger stories yesterday, which was the Los Angeles Lakers. Instead of, tweeting out a box score of, recapping the game's highlights and scores and everything like that, they used an infographic, actually, which is super, super cool and innovative way to show that information in a visually and aesthetically pleasing way instead of just numbers.
There we go.
So that has kind of been the hot topic of the day. What do you guys think about that?
I think the box score hasn't been updated since the turn of the century or the invention of the sport, and this is really, really cool. I am kind of a geek. I'm addicted to Fangraphs.com and win probability stats and stuff like that. When I'm watching a game, that's normally what's on my second screen. And seeing this, it just is really cool that the Lakers are pushing this out, and hopefully it's not a one-time thing. Mm-hmm. It'd be neat to see some of this stuff updating in this manner in real time, something that's more accessible, more up-to-date.
Right.
From a design perspective.
Yeah, it kind of, gave some fun stats, I guess. Like, they had a Gatorade bottle of Kobe's
minutes played.
Yeah, of Kobe's minutes played,
Yep.
which is kind of unique. Or their dismal free throw percentage was also shown, or like the player of the game. And it also had, when the next game is and who they're playing and things like that as well. So
Yeah.
I also saw on Twitter, some guy from the Minnesota Swarm, one of our clients actually, told their PR guy, hey, let's do this for our game. So, like you said, it'll be interesting to see if they just did it for the season opener or whether they really want to move towards infographics.
And also like how much it gets customized for each game too. So in this case, like Kobe's minutes and what's his name? Well, yeah, Kobe. Like with his foot, preseason and all that. So that was like kind of the custom thing, the story for like this game. So like if there's a story for next game, hopefully they visualize that as well, and they don't just like maybe use like the exact same stuff every time. Yeah. But even if you do that and you just like change all the numbers, it's a very interesting way of looking at the game. And how quickly did they get it out after the game?
I saw it the morning after.
Okay.
So yeah, they definitely need a quicker turnaround. But I know I could be wrong, but I think they did it the morning after instead of immediately.
Okay,
right
but
after.
But yeah, this is a great way to get Twitter talking about the game, good or bad too. I mean, the thing with a graphic like this, you can hide like a horrible game or a loss if it looks pretty, and you talk about what went well, and even if it's just talking about how even just visualizing how bad you got beat in a particular stat can be kind of interesting, So
yeah, and it allows you to highlight what you did well, because even in most losses, a lot of the time
there's always something. There's always
something to grab onto.
Yeah, like the mascot, like how many hands he shook or something.
How many people caught a T-shirt when it was shot?
Although actually talking about that, it would be cool to work in some of the game day stuff to just kind of remind people they should be at the game. Although Lakers is not the most accessible game to go to, but
especially with their.
What are you talking about? Those tickets are like for free when you go up to a scalper.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, especially with their just terrible starting five, right?
Yeah.
Awful.
Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Powell. Yeah. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah.
Even though it was surprising that they did lose to the Mavs, but I guess it's not surprising that ESPN is up in arms about it and literally had a segment, "What's wrong with the Lakers and will they survive the season?"
Yeah. Yes.
A little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyways, so kind of going on to another segment, which we like to call Dropping the Gloves. And this one is, I think, going to be pretty good.
No, stop building it up.
Okay, maybe.
I hate you.
So this is, our Battle Royale kind of section where pick a stance and defend it. And recently, Facebook has introduced kind of a promoted posts platform.
Yes.
Where you can, pay it good money, basically, to guarantee that, your fans on Facebook will see a post that you put out there. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, not too happy about this.
Yeah.
As he actually tweeted out a screenshot that he took, which will be a screenshot, of what
his Facebook,
of what he would have to pay in order to reach fans, which it was $3,000 for one post to reach between 1 million and 1.8 million of their fans, and they have
or $4,000.
It's a little bit of a
It's a quite the range.
And the main thing is it's $4,000 to reach all of them.
Okay, yeah.
Like that, the number they quote for 4,000 is how many fans they have. But I'm with my boy Cubes on this because he's all up in arms on this. Hey, I watch Shark Tank.
Hey, that's a great show.
I love that show, and he's the best too. I could do some impersonations, but I'm just gonna stop doing that. All right.
You got the graphic T.
The shot clock is running.
Yeah.
The shot clock is running.
The shot clock.
So, anyways, yeah. So basically, Twitter or Facebook, like, they've got 2.5 million fans, followers, whatever, on Facebook. The Mavs do, and now they want to turn on and charge them $4K. It's almost extortion, like to get they're going to hide the post basically occasionally from the fans. And so by paying $4K, you make sure that we don't actually hide them and your fans actually see them, because the fans have already liked your page. They've already opted into getting these posts in their feed.
Right.
And then if they did get it in their feed, and then the fan, like, for privacy reasons or whatever, was like, well, they talk too much, I want to mute the Mavs. Well, then why should the Mavs paying $4K like make it go through your privacy settings and have it show up either? So, like, I think from both regards, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I've seen some other teams not
and
be
incredibly expensive. This is one post.
One post, exactly. I've seen some other teams not be as verbal or blunt as Mark Cuban, but I've seen some other representatives not too happy about this too.
And it's not just what it is right now.
Right.
Is this the future of Facebook monetization? Right. Because every business is screwed. You can't go from free to $4,000 a post.
Yeah,
like,
he threatened in that tweet that contained the screenshot to move the Mavs page to either Tumblr or the new Facebook, which I find hard to believe.
No, the new MySpace.
New MySpace. Excuse me.
Which is actually really badass. We should talk about it sometime, but it's not out yet. So, but yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what are your
Jason,
thoughts
what
on
do you?
that?
Yeah.
I think this is an awful PR strategy by Facebook. They didn't explain what they were doing, why they were doing it, or any capacity. The thing is, the Mavs have what, 1.9 million fans? 2 million?
2.4-ish.
2.4 million fans,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How many actual views do they have on their insights when they put a push to Facebook of those 2.4 million fans? I guarantee you they are averaging, and historically have averaged, 10 to 15%. Because even if you have your newsfeed turned up to have everything on, and users still can opt in to have everything turned on their newsfeed, you're not stuck just with what Facebook thinks is relevant.
Yeah, kind of.
You're not going to see everything they post, because you're not going to scroll through your history to see everything that's ever happened on Facebook by anyone you're connected with, unless you're Kip Doherty.
Sure.
South Park reference, if no one got that. But
wow.
I didn't.
Wow. Did that just happen?
Through and I missed. But my point is,
2 years ago.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah,
it was a rerun on left.
All right.
You got one.
Oh.
So my overall point is, you weren't reaching these 2.4 million people all the time. You're reaching different portions of these 2.4 million.
Well, they
and now you're paying money.
That.
Now you're paying money.
Yeah.
And Facebook's going to raise your posts, promote it, put it at the very fucking top of the news feed for all of your fans to see it for $4,000.
Yeah.
So you're going to go from reaching, if you're the Mavs, like 200 to 400,000 people, to hitting all 2.4 million.
Yeah.
Is that something you're going to use for every post? No. But if you have a very important post that's going out, or a season
like
ticket
you changed
sale,
your wallpaper,
or an advertisement, or something, or something like that, it gives you the opportunity to go ahead and take this very important piece of information that probably won't go viral naturally, and pay to make sure everyone sees it.
Well, and that's what somebody said on Twitter. Do you remember who it was?
No, I don't know.
All right. Was the CPM on that is actually not so bad.
No, the CPM's not bad.
But I think the problem is, and you were talking about it, is there was an inherent understanding that from the Mavs, I think, and most businesses, that their fans were actually seeing what they post. And even if their analytics, their insights, had a lower number, they didn't really think that people weren't really seeing them, So I guess if they've spun it in a way like, hey, pick up the people that, have maybe hidden your posts.
Let's reinforce
for this much
your
money. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like reinforce your message to make sure that even if they log in 3 weeks, they'll see this piece of content from you.
Yeah.
And that's valuable.
I understand maybe the CPM's low too, but the pricing, we're talking about a post. This isn't like, the end of a major thing. But the pricing feels like it's set up for like the small business who's got like 400 followers,
which it's not.
Which I feel like it is. And then you get like the Mavs. I mean, and there's teams. I know plenty of teams that heck, I still have management rights on a couple of teams that have 7, 8, 10 million people.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even looked at the prices to see how bad it would be. But they maybe should make that a little more like exponentially like cheaper when you're talking millions.
Instead of more
I mean, they need to
expensive.
prove that these promoted posts work too, and give a little heads up. Like, if you're promoting a post, you better have some full-on tracking on that for 4K, and you want to see if you get sold some tickets off of it.
The biggest reason I think you've seen this roll out now is if you look at a promoted post in your normal web-based news feed, it's not that obvious. If you look at it on your mobile device, it's right there in front of you.
It's still not that obvious, though.
It's much more obvious than it is on
They're
the
everywhere,
desktop.
though. It's like you got 4 like every roll.
Johnson and Murphy, I am not going to follow your page. Just letting you know.
Okay.
I seriously am getting that.
I get
every single
Samsung
day.
because one of my friends liked a Samsung phone. Who does that?
I get Samsung too.
And I'm like,
Maybe for a
I'm all
sweepstakes
iPhone,
or something.
I know, but like it reminds me they liked it like every day. And then I think the president ones like show up every day.
Right.
They're always in your feed. So.
Yep. Well, that'll be ending Tuesday.
Yeah.
Peter Amador actually was the person who...
Okay, good. Give him some credit for pointing
shout
that
out Peter
The
Amador.
CPMs are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just like to see. Well, you know what this is too? Is it's an admission that Facebook ads suck and no one likes them and they don't work.
Yeah.
Because promoted posts are so much better. You cannot get away from them. They work on mobile, which ads don't, right?
Ads
and
don't.
those ads on the sides, like they're fairly worthless. Like we've run them from time to time, and
Yeah, you're looking at click-through rates that are sub a half percentage point. Doesn't really matter what
you
your
might as well
copy
just
is.
spam people.
Yep.
You get better percentages.
Might as well just spam people.
Literally. Yeah.
That was a pretty good throwdown. I think it lived up to
I'm
the
glad we
hype.
actually disagreed this time. Because I think last time we were all like,
Hey,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I got devil's advocate
It's very reasonable.
last time.
it's okay. Like I said, I got my boy Cubes.
I got your book cubes. And then moving on
Hawk.
to our sponsorship spotlight. So Libman, which they are a company they're a cleaning company. They produce, mops and brooms and things like that. And they actually are sponsoring Big Ten basketball, which I think is a really great idea. You might wonder why. But, during timeouts when, the ball boys are mopping up the floor, mopping up the sweat, any liquid that's, on the
Being
floor.
extracted.
That's on the
game.
floor.
Yeah.
It'll be an official Libman, timeout where the ball boys will be giving shirts that have the logo and there'll be signage. And I'm surprised nobody thought of this, earlier because I think it's
already
great.
like the big cleaning brands, someone's really done something
Right.
like
It's
that.
really, the first time. And speaking of the first time, this deal was done by Learfield, and it has included all 12 Big Ten schools, even the ones that are represented by IMG. So that's kind of an interesting note as well, where they could do a total conference deal.
Money breaks all boundaries.
Right.
IMG and Learfield got together and made it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what are your guys' thoughts on this?
Well, I don't think these things are going to get that big because it's an in-venue sponsorship. This will not. It will specifically not be on TV, pretty much, because we're talking about timeouts.
Yep.
I mean, there's the chance, it happens, but so yeah, I don't know. I don't think there'll be big ones because it's mostly geared towards people in the stadium.
I think something that could go outside the stadium is, let's say, with the World Series, it was just a 4-game sweep.
Oh.
Ew.
Hey.
Nice.
So but seriously, to sponsor teams that have execute sweeps where they don't lose a game in a series might be something to explore in the future.
Yeah, maybe they can do something where it's like in the can, and if it happens, they can the sponsorship can pop up.
What stuck out to me on this deal is that it was done by a privately held family company.
Right.
Libman. I mean,
You don't.
fourth
I've never heard of
generation,
Libman. Yeah.
Well, they probably have the
115,
most to
120
gain
years
then
ago.
that way.
Well,
So.
they do, but I guarantee you, you'll see a Swiffer hop on this type of thing or something
Yeah.
that's a Procter & Gamble.
If it works,
product,
they'll
if it
probably
works.
get squeezed out. Yeah.
So that that's an innovative way to find more inventory. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And, closing out the show with the whiff of the week, which I personally love.
Yes.
And this week, we are dealing with an NFL full-body comfy throw that's being sold on Groupon right now. Has 2 days left. It's already 5,000 units have been sold for almost $20, which I think is a little bit of a ripoff.
Over 5,000.
Over 5,000, excuse me. Granted, they look a little ridiculous, like all Snuggies do. I think this would have
way worse than a normal Snuggie, because normal Snuggies don't make it look like you're
an actual
dressed in
human
clothes.
being, right?
Yeah.
I think this would have been a hit, with the whole like Snuggie craze a couple years ago.
Yeah. It's
But-
kind of funny that it took like 5 years.
The fact that it's on Groupon, on the goods or whatever, but clearly people are buying it. What do I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this is not
They're funny.
a license, or well, I'm sure it's licensed by the NFL, otherwise they
Yes.
wouldn't be able to use their logos. But it's
But
not an
it's a
NFL
trivial-
product. Yeah.
It's a trivial amount of money, but it's pretty funny.
I just thought it was funny that people
I-
are actually buying this. And you said you wanted to buy one on air, right?
I think I'll buy one on air.
What
This is
team?
hilarious to me.
Well,
I haven't
yeah.
decided yet. I'm flipping through.
Oh,
I
I
just-
know
Number one.
exactly what team.
I just hope that those models that they have really have high self-esteem, because it's pretty sad what they're just posing there, and especially when they're displaying
Yeah, I
all
wish I could pull these pictures up bigger.
all
They look
of the
hilarious.
all of
It
the
almost looks like
teams.
this one girl is just has a photoshopped head. onto
that
different
too.
bodies.
That too.
Like,
Yeah.
Look at that.
But it's just the
exact
same
Oh,
head
yeah.
over and over.
Look at this.
She's
Wow,
in the
right, this
exact same
photo's the
position.
best,
That's
right
probably
there.
physically impossible.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
so if you want, if Christmas is right around the corner,
Yeah.
Might
well,
be
we
a
know
fun
what,
gag
we
gift
know what
at
to
least.
get you, Holly.
yeah, Patriots, please.
Oh,
Okay.
I
So thank you guys for taking time and discussing all of the latest
see. Yeah.
goings-ons in the sports.
It's good to have
business
another
industry.
episode down.
Yeah.
Back when we did the Row Show, I think we got up to like 40 something episodes.
Yeah.
So
Keep it
it's
going.
good to
then.
be number 2. So I'm excited for next week.
Awesome.
I'm already over this week. It's like I don't even care.
Done.
It's old news.
Yeah, old news.
Well, with that, thank you guys for joining us. And remember to follow us on Twitter at SB Now, or tune in to our articles on our blog, sportsbusinessnow.com. And we will see you next Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. And have a great weekend.
See you next week.
SBN Sports Business Now.